Sunday Igboho is not just a threat to national security. Sunday Igboho is a threat to the unity of Nigeria. And Sunday Igboho is a threat to democracy. To license those individuals pé kó máa gbébọn lórí pé ó fẹ́ help wa láti flush out àwọn Fulani àbí kankan nínú igbó. It's a no-no for people like us. And we will use our platform to speak against it. Tó bá jẹ́ 1,000 video la máa ṣe lórí ẹ̀, a máa ṣe. Tí Sunday Igboho bá rò pé òun ní any capacity láti help, kó lọ join Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. But to license him láti ní security firm tí ó máa carry ammunition in the guest of pé wọ́n fẹ́ help láti flush out àwọn kankan nínú igbó. No, kì í ṣe irú Sunday Igboho. There's nothing wrong. It's a global practices for government to license àwọn individuals gan láti carry ammunition. In fact, sometimes wọ́n máa ń lò wọ́n gan in combat war. Jonathan lo àwọn South Africa mercenaries kan ní Borno. I think that was 2014 pre-2015 general election, you know, and they recorded a lot of successes during that period. So there's nothing wrong. Even in Nigeria, we have Tantita, Bobo, Tampolo, the Niger Delta. Nothing wrong with that. But a character like Sunday Igboho should not be licensed to carry ammunition in a private capacity. Abi, is he not the same person that support lọ́jọ́ kìíní àná pé àwọn fẹ́ help wa láti flush out àwọn Fúlàní tó ń ṣe kíní kan tó ń pa àwọn èèyàn ní ṣe gbọ́ ìgòngàn àbí ibo náà porúkọ bẹ̀ yẹn. A year later ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí pariwo Yorùbá nation. Is it that same person lẹ́tú fẹ́ license láti máa gbé ìbọn maybe after 5 or 10 years from now a tún máa pariwo Yorùbá nation pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó bá ti kó bọn fún? Is it not the same person? Just few ó ti wọ 3 months ló ń threaten àwọn èèyàn ní Yorùbá land pé nobody should campaign and vote for kí wọ́n porúkọ ẹ̀ Peter Obi or Atiku. The same person lẹ́ ló ń fẹ́ fún ní license few months after láti carry kíní. This is a guy that has record of being surrounded with thugs. Òun gan fúnra ẹ̀ gan, what is different between him and thugs? That is how he made his money. Political machinery for politicians to rig election and do all kind of violence during election period. That is how he made his money. Ìrìyàn báyìí lè wá fẹ́ license láti máa gbébọn. Tó bá dọ̀la, if that guy tó bá lọ inú igbó tó pa ní Fúlàní kan bẹ́ẹ̀, there can be a propaganda around it pé Tinubu license kí náà porúkọ ẹ̀ Igboho láti máa pa àwọn Fúlàní nínú igbó. Because they will tell you that it's not only àwọn bandits nìkan ló wà nínú igbó, pé àwọn kan wà ń bẹ̀ tó ń jẹ́ pé wọ́n ń ṣe kíní wọn peacefully. To ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ security outfit is it about pé mo ní ogun àbí mi ò ní ogun? Kí ni expertise ni ti Sunday Igboho ní? Is he a former military general or kíní kan? Ibo ló ti get the training? So tó bá ti ní ogun báyìí, government will just license you to be carrying ammunition. This at the end of the day, ìbọn tẹ́ bá ti kó fún àwọn boys yìí sí báyìí, ọwọ́ àwọn tọ́ọ̀gì kan ní Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Gbági ní everywhere ló máa kó gbogbo wọn, ló máa kó bọn fún wọn. Fúlàní náà náà fi ń jà lọ́sàn-án, nǹkan míì náà máa fi ṣe lóru. Mr. President should revisit or should rethink about this guy. I don't like his personality and his character to the extent ẹ máa lọ gbèrú bọn fún àwọn èèyàn báyẹn kó máa gbé kiri. If he thinks he have the expertise to want to help Nigeria state in terms of combating insecurity in Nigeria, kó lọ join Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Kó lọ join Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn. Because Ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ la máa mọ̀. In few months now, in few years time, that guy will turn to something else. And he have the track record of becoming a rebellion against Nigerian state. Mr. President, ẹ má fún bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn ní license láti carry out all this kind of tasks because mo ní bó ṣe ń brag and ó tún jẹ́ èèyàn tó jẹ́ pé ẹnu ẹ̀ ò bò. Any small thing tó bá ṣe inú gbóǹsì ló máa bọ́ síta, àwọn ti pa Fúlàní mélòó kan, ogun ń lọ ni, kíní kan ń lọ ni, tó máa cause the problem.
Sunday Igboho just created a security network called Ijaikun. I see in people with their old color, everybody all gone. So why is Sunday Igboho allowed to do all these things and you lock Nnamdi Kanu up in prison? Let Nnamdi Kanu to come outside to go and protect his people that he's fighting for. Since Sunday Igboho is the one now that want to come and protect Yoruba land, security agencies that we have, they are no longer useful. Soldier, army, police, everybody, they are not powerful enough to go after the bandit. It is Sunday Igboho that is powerful enough to go after the bandit. Now he go get gone. We have to fight bandits. Abi, release Nnamdi Kanu to let him go and protect his people. Because I will not understand till today why Sunday Igboho is walking free and Nnamdi Kanu is being locked up. No, this is sentiment. No, this one are real sentiment right in front of our eyes. This will go down from another generation to another generation. Say the Yoruba race, the Yoruba tribe, they send Nnamdi Kanu go prison. They come bring their brother Sunday Igboho out to come and be doing the same thing. Something wey even Nnamdi Kanu no do now. Now Sunday Igboho don dey do. So Nigerian government is trying to tell us with the influence of Sunday Igboho that they are not capable of eradicating bandits. But Sunday Igboho is capable. Our soldiers, army, DSS, all those ones, they are meant for content creators.
Sunday Igboho announced that he has now registered Iruekun security network, which is aimed at helping to secure forests in the southwest. And he also said he already consulted with the president ahead of this launch, and he's already started parading videos and pictures, banners, insignia, and all sorts of things to show that they are ready to be on, like, only that they are waiting for presidential order to get in the forest and start work. There are reactions already. One of the prominent that has been in the headlines is the one by Human Rights Writers Association, Huriwa, and they claimed that if Igboho is granted such, their concern is that it's going to legitimize the creation of a parallel security architecture, which is going to be a threat to the existence of unity in Nigeria and the rest of it. Like, my commentary, first, I just feel that if some groups such as the Tompolo and the rest of them, government, this and that, can be given license, and now this is the sarcastic part of me, can be granted license for pipeline protection and the likes of it in their own regions, MEND and other groups can also be guiding oil explorations. At least if there are no oil in some parts of that, at least they have forests. And in many cases we have heard that wherever there is such spike of terrorists or banditry, it simply means that they have discovered some minerals there that they want to come and start mining. Maybe Igboho is also saying, well, at least what is in my own locale that I can also protect is the forest reserves. Allow me protect it. So if there can be such allowances for provisions for people in their own regions to get whatever is in their backyard, maybe Igboho is also trying to say, okay, whatever is source for goose is source for gander. But here is my only worry. I heard a part where he said, see, and that is where I have issue. I'm not saying don't give people, I mean, we will need locales definitely. In fact, there's a reason they started creating community police and the rest of it, is to help to assist where there are not enough men, or where the security architecture of the states will need locales for, you know, intelligence gathering, local information, and, you know, to relate properly with people. So you need locales definitely for such thing, especially at the stage where we don't even have grip everywhere. So we definitely need locales. But the comment that he's not asking for money, no, please, for two reasons. One, they must give you allowance to if they are giving others. The second reason is for accountability, to avoid absolutism. I'm not even talking about in terms of how much you spend. No. If somebody begins to just say because they give him power to do anything, to guide security, to guide forests, and you now decide that all the farmers who are legitimately there, or all settlers in the villages, because you are now given absolute power to oversee the place, you now want to discard, you can dislodge anybody under such absolute power. So no. Yes, involve locals who are warriors, who can do it, who are vigilantes, who have the wherewithal, the skill, the knowledge, the power, the ability, young men, agile and able, allow them. but they must be accountable. If they want to carry out any operations, it must be to the knowledge. If they get anybody, you must not kill extrajudicially too, because it is under such guys are innocent people too. Because I know that some people use such access or power to fight their rivals. Yes, we have seen. We are in this country together. People use such power to fight their rivals, and they also take it to political level too. They want to back one person against the other. And it's Sunday Igboho that we know, who has already threatened that in Yoruba, Igbo kankan, any kankan but the campaign in Yoruba. So if you give Igboho such power without accountability, he will rig it, he will use it again, he will abuse it. Let me just put it out. He will abuse such power. So we can't afford. Anything you want to do, it must be sanctioned. You want to go into the forest for this, for that, for that. Okay, join us, give us intels, let's do it together. Not that you just go in and say, okay. Because if you allow such arbitrary power to individuals, not just individuals, arbitrariness leads to casualties. There will be unaccounted casualties everywhere. The thing is, a time like this is not the right time for Igboho to even start. And I tell you why. You see, these terrorists have already taken some villagers with them to use as shield. And the moment they have taken villagers to use as shield, it becomes sensitive to just enter the forest and start shooting sporadically under guise of looking for. You end up with more casualties, because the people we are supposed to rescue too, they are going to be victims in it. So that is why it's more delicate now. I would suggest, therefore, let those who are ready with deploying the right instrument, the technology and everything, let them complete their task of finishing this to a stage when it is now safe and secure. When they have now flushed those terrorists, you can now say, okay, take on the task or duty of guarding the forest. But if you say, oh yeah, start, enter the bush on our behalf, because most of the people who are actually lodgers or settlers in most of those places too, they are not known and they don't have a voice. Those are not open places where they have access to media or anything. Not all of them. If anything happens to anybody, we will not hear. The only reason we heard about the abduction is because the terrorists by themselves recorded what they did and announced it to the world. Those ones already have their own high-tech guys with them, and they have their sleeper cells that they use to push these things to the media. They have their own means already, but the villagers are not that exposed already. So if anything happens to any of them, they are just casualties for no reason. So it's too delicate to say, oh yeah, take and go and start acting right now. But I'll say, yes, I agree. Maybe after that operation succeeds, then say, okay, to forestall further ones, maybe it's time to start manning the forests. But to say at a crucial, critical time like this, you want to send the Igboho and them to enter bush, you don't want casualties on it, and they will not even disclose to you. You know, slangs, you know, there's this slang in town now. You hear collateral damage in it. You hear things like it happens, God has said it. No, let's deploy science, tech, and the right intels. We can't leave things to chances of arbitrariness. That's just my piece. Yes, after this operation, allow Igboho and co to continue to guard the forest, to forestall further or recurrence, but do not allow them arbitrary or absolute power. Control what they have. Let them also carry the state along in operations, not arbitrary operations.
Dear President Tinubu, the day we be say you go approve, say make Sunday Igboho start this insecurity thing where you say you won't start. So now that day, now you go start very big wahala for the country, because everybody go they spring up their own security outfits, and you know what is the proliferation of be for the country. Go and ask how this country Somalia takes starts. In Somalia now, you know how it be. Even in Haiti right now, everybody they form your own security outfit. In fact, Sunday Igboho talk say they wait for your approval so that you can go ahead. But he don't already buy color. He display, don't show uniform. Who give him the authority to carry out those things? Sunday Igboho, the same Igboho guy, they plan against opposition. In fact, they talk say make opposition no come campaign for Oyo State. Imagine what he will do with those boys where we say they gather together in the name of forming security outfits. It's beyond that. Nobody is saying that people should not form local vigilante and all that, but be very careful about what you approve, because if it become the undoing of the country called Nigeria. Because if you go approve, say me Sunday Igboho, with all the things we don't gather, I don't even know how you take import those things. First of all, you need to check and probe him. How did he get those things we in carry? You need to check. At the end of the day, if you allow this guy, they will begin to use them for political purposes. And you know how dangerous that is to the country. If you like, approve Mason Sunday Igboho form a security outfit. It's not going to form for the good of the people for your state. No. He's using it to protect himself and to fight people who are against his own views. That's what's going to happen.
So I just finished watching a particular video from Mr. Sunday Igboho. So in that video, he made it known that he just created a security agency named Iru Ekun. And this agency has been approved. He said it in his video that the agency has been approved by the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is to prove to you all that the insecurity in our country is not a joke. To the extent that a citizen can just wake up one day to create a security agency and the president will approve it. Is to prove to us that what we are struggling with regarding security is not a joke. And this idea from this man, is it a bad idea? No, it is a good idea. But this kind of idea should not be welcome in the first place. The president shouldn't have approved this kind of agency. Do you know why? Now, this man has created his own agency now. And he's even in his video, the people is calling, he's not even calling on non-Nigerians so that we should come and join. He's calling on all Yoruba, only Yoruba, only Yoruba. Another Igbo man too will stand up one day too and will create his own agency. Him too will now be calling on all only Igbo. Another one too will rise up again. Hausa, that one will be calling on all Hausa alone. And we are still here to see ourselves as one. No? We are still here to see ourselves as one. So a day will now come that maybe the first agency or the second agency do not agree against anything. They will just face each other. Everything will now turn to Yokponyorin. So this kind of idea should not be welcomed. If an individual should have a better idea to eradicate the insecurity we are going through, better still meet the right security agency that is recognized by the Federal Republic of Nigeria, submit your ideas to them, work with them, and eradicate the insecurity you are facing. Instead of you just setting up your own institution. It is well.
Good day to our viewers all over the world and welcome back to Local Journal. What Sunday Igboho is trying to do in this country has to be stopped, because if it continues this way, and if eventually the president gives his approval to that security, network he's creating, then of course it's going to generate serious uproar across the country. Because of course we have military men, we have people, we have agencies who are responsible for the security of this nation, and they are paid to do their jobs. However, we are not seeing what they are doing at all. So I don't know why a security network or a security architecture or a private security network is what is required to kind of manage the situation or arrest the situation at hand. And even if we are talking about a private security, it shouldn't be someone like Sunday Igboho, who is a bigot and someone who doesn't have the interest of this country at heart, who is not a nationalist, who is just concerned about his own selfish interest and what he can achieve with his so-called Yoruba nation and clamor for Yoruba nation, because I feel like that is not even the aim. If that's the aim, or if that's been the aim, he wouldn't have derailed. He would have been clamoring for it, and it would have even been more fervent under this administration, because it's his kingsman that is on throne now. So of course it would have been easier for him to find an inroad into achieving their quest to get a Yoruba nation, or even making a huge milestone or step forward in achieving this. But then he's turned a full-time politician now, threatening people that they should not come and vote for another candidate, especially P2B in Yoruba land, and that if you're voting anybody other than Tinubu in Yoruba land, then it's better you don't come there and vote at all. And that's the kind of person that wants to create a security network or create a private security network. That should be impossible, because like what we all know is this: if this is approved, it's going to generate serious problem across this country, and it's going to cause big problem across this country. It's going to generate serious problem across this country, and it will further cause so many break in the failing and the frail unity already. You understand? And that is the thing that will happen. The truth is this administration, I don't know, they are not competent when it comes to like saving this country and fixing this country. And the best thing they need to do is just to be open about this whole thing. You understand? They need to be open about this whole thing and do the right thing by going come 2027, so that a more competent candidate can just do what they are supposed to do. Because I could remember when this current president accused the government of former president Goodluck Ebele Jonathan that the bulk of security lies at the table of the president, and that was when insecurity was like happening under Jonathan's administration. Now we have him in the helms of the affair now. We have him at the helms of the affair now, and we have several cases of insecurity. That's the case of insecurity worsening and even becoming a national issue, not like regional under Jonathan again, and yet he has not done anything about it. And is a private security network they want to entrust the souls of Nigerians into, and they want to approve. But the thing is this: just look very, very well, just like kind of think it very well before you say you append, or maybe your approval, or you give approval to this security network this Sunday Igboho is trying to kind of create, or he has created already. Because the moment you give approval to this, other people will start coming up with their own security network. Private individuals will form their own security network, and you'll be forced to approve it as well. That is just it. Drop what you think about this in the comment section, and if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.